Yo, what's happening? It's a very, very, very interesting day of football. And of course, we're here every single day, consistently bringing you football. Not just about Chelsea, but all the clubs. I'm sure all the panel, which I've got here, have a lot to say. Firstly, I'll add all these items in the description to whatever they're doing, whether it be YouTube, wherever it is, I'll add it description. But also don't forget to hit the like button and share this video out so more people can join. The chat will be booming off and then we get them in. Shax is an Arsenal fan. Met him on NAF and he's here to rep the club, even though they're playing like, you know what I'm saying? We've got Dean, who's a happy man. Very happy man. Very, very.
Don't know.
Of course. And then we've got my guy, Dennis, who I've known for a while now. Chelsea fan, which will touch on the game as well. And all the people in already. Big up, of course. Big up, big up. Come on. Lie. But you know what? Bro, let me not even waffle, yeah? There's just a lot to talk about in it. Like, where do you man want to start? Like, let me not be rude in it. Let me not be rude. Where should we start, boys? Where should we start?
Let's get my shit club out the way. Let's do that, man.
You didn't have a choice. You didn't have a choice anyway. We're starting there anyway, bro. We didn't have a choice, yeah? That was rhetorical. Chat, what I want to know is, all due disrespect, by the way, I'm being disrespectful, yeah? All I want to know, yeah, is you must, but you didn't must. You must, but you didn't must. But why? So what I want to know, let's forget the tactics for now, guys. We'll go back to the tactics. We'll go back to like Arteta. Why didn't your team do what was necessary? What is going on in the House of Commons? Like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? I don't get it. Like, talk to me.
You know what it is, bro? Yeah, because you said we'll come back to the tactics. We'll come back to Arteta. I can't really say what's gone wrong without mentioning both of those. I can't lie, because this football that we're playing right now is dire. I remember 22-23 season, you had Ben White at one flank, overlapping Saka. Then you had Zinchenko doing the inverted underlapping runs. Like, we had more bodies in the box. We had more combinations. We played some real good football. Obviously, do you know what I mean? We fell at the end. Now, bro, I don't know what we're doing. It's just side to side, back, then forth, then back. I might as well just play sweet candy over the Arsenal game. Because that, bro, when we attack, that's all we do. Move the ball side to side. We get into Martinelli, he crosses it into the first man, and then hopefully, do you know what I mean? We either get something from a corner or Saka cups it in his left, floats one ball in, and then Havertz heads it in. If we don't have that, we don't have nothing. Do you know what I mean? Now listen, fair play to Newcastle, because honestly, I think they did a number on us. I think they did very well. I think they defended well. When they attacked, they just moved the ball quickly, man. Do you know what I mean? Gordon, I saw down Timber on that wing, but obviously for the goal, brilliant cross, like brilliant header. But in terms of us, man, it was just a shit show. It's like going forward, we don't really have any attacking patterns. Do you know what I mean? And I told man already, because what my fan base loves to do, they love to gaslight me. So I said to them, listen, I'm worried about the creativity in our team. Ideally, yes, I would want us to get 2 midfielders in the summer. Yeah. But if we're going to get one of a more attacking nature in it, someone that can create, because you let go of Smith Rowe and you let go of Vieira. Even though I didn't rate the latter. Oh, no, Marino, quality signing. Never watched Sociedad, by the way. Never watched these, man. Never heard a single motherfucker. Sorry, excuse my French. Never heard a single person.
And the next best thing, innit? As soon as they link to your club, everyone's like, yeah, they have to get them in. Like, it's crazy.
Bro,
I'm not even gonna lie, yeah. Dennis, this is a mad segue, but you see Enzo, you know, before the World Cup, I didn't know who he was. You know, before the World Cup, I didn't know who he was.
Are we doing that now? We're not gonna do that now.
Yeah, I know it's a mad. I'm just giving shit like an example, innit? When we linked to him, I was like, oh, yo, we have to get him. And now look, you see, so that's the same Marino, isn't it? Like Marino's like, oh, he's a missing piece. He's the 8, yada yada yada. He's playing, and everyone's looking at each other like, what is this the guy? And they're like, yeah, he's the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? So go on, chat. I thought I'd give a random example. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
Do you know what's funny about the example, though? Yeah, at least Enzo. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm not mistaken. At least Enzo, played in literally like every single game for Argentina, like it was a
He
key
did,
man
to
in
be
the
fair.
midfield.
He got young
Do you know what I
players.
mean?
No, he didn't.
If I'm not mistaken, am I mistaken?
He started. I think he started like at the latter stages. So like I think he missed the first 2 group stage games and then came in afterwards. And then they started
He
playing
did get
better
young
football,
player of the
to be
tournament, to
honest.
be fair, though.
Yeah, and they
Okay,
were
no,
playing better
fair. I mean,
football when he came in.
but even so, like that's more than Marino because Marino was a benchman. He only started the third group game because I think Spain was already through or they were already on 6 points. Do you know what I mean? But no, but to be fair, like that's a good example. But at least Enzo played a better part in it. Do you know what I mean? All we saw Marino was just is score a header. I didn't really see much. Okay, you can say tidy, whatever, but that's whenever you watch Spain, that's what they do. But my fan base, they tried to gaslight me. They tried to tell me this is, as you said, Ches, the missing piece of the puzzle. My fan base is cooked, bro. And you know when I realized when my fan base was cooked? Last summer when we was initially got linked to Havertz, I thought we would have a meltdown. All of a sudden, there's all these excuses. Oh, rah, Arteta's gonna get the best out of him. This, that, what? I'm like, you fucking what? You what? And they did the same. They did the same thing with Sterling this season. When Ches, your fan base tried to tell us this brother's cooked. His decision making is. But I get it. He didn't play today, But in terms of like what we needed to like improve the squad or whatnot, you see it today when we need something off the bench. Who do we have, bro? We've got another. Obviously, we've got 2 Bolivians in our team, innit? You guys should know who they are, Martin and Jesus, blood, because that's what the hell he needs, innit? Do you know what I mean? Those, bro. Oh my days, it's horrible, even,
It's
bro.
not even. I
Honestly,
remember,
it's
for
horrible
example,
even thinking about it.
like,
But you can see that when we need a goal, we need to look at something extra special, bro. We don't have it. They don't have it.
I'm
But
going to throw to Dean and Dennis, because obviously we're not Arsenal fans. Rivals, yes, but we can still talk about football. When you saw today, they brought on Zinchenko, Jorginho. That in itself should ring the alarm bells for everybody. Arsenal fans, rival fans, because if you're losing a game away at St. James's Park, tough ground, or any ground in the Premier League as it is, and you're bringing on a left back who can invert, Jorginho, who doesn't offer anything attacking, and whoever else they brought on, that's concerning. Aladdin, like how after 5 years have you got
very concerning? Very if you're you're losing and you're bringing on Zinchenko and Junior, bruv. Me personally, at the start of the season, I thought Arsenal's squad was, I don't know what I thought. I must have thought they had more in their squad because as a Liverpool fan, my squad's thin. I didn't think Arsenal's squad was thin like that. You get me? Especially after they got Sterling and what's his name? What's the new guy who got in midfield?
Marino.
Yeah, Marino. I thought if you got just got a striker in or another attacking midfielder or a winger, a proper winger that can challenge Saka, I thought, yeah, Arsenal can do their thing. But today, it showed me today, like, yeah, your squad, you need more depth to your squad, man, because beyond the first team, it starts to get a bit scary, mate. You get me?
Yeah, Dennis.
And you know what as well, sorry, just very quickly, it's not even just depth in it because we had Jesus on the bench, we had Sterling on the bench. They're just crap. Do you see what I'm saying? So we needed quality. We needed to relegate. We needed to relegate guys like Martinelli and Havertz to the bench and bring in better quality. Do you know what I mean? Because tired legs, Martinelli, maybe he can do a thing. Kai Havertz, he's a little bit of a presence. He can do a thing off the bench, start a couple games here and there. But we need a better quality in attack, man, 100%, as well as the midfield.
Yeah,
man. Dennis.
Yeah, you know it's funny too, because like truly, you basically hit it on the nail, Shax. Because truly, what should have been happening is you need to bring in guys to push the regular starters. You don't even necessarily have to have guys that come in and are better than them, but you have to be pushing them. And none of the guys on your bench right now is pushing anybody. Like Sterling didn't even get on the pitch today. Like, how is that even possible in a game like this where you're looking for, some sort of like ideation in the final third? You're looking for somebody to spark it. He doesn't even come off the bench. You know what I mean? Like, so that, granted, that tells me one of two things. Number one, manager doesn't think he's good enough to come in and impact the game. Number two, they haven't done enough to strengthen that side there. Because if he can't come into that game and give you something, what is the purpose for having him in the team? has absolutely no understanding there. But truly, when you're talking about competing on all fronts, where Arsenal have been trying to do the last little while, you're competing in the Champions League, you're competing out in the Premier League. The depth of squad has to be there. You can't just have like the same brand of players that have been like fighting and not getting it over the line. At some point, you have to like elevate what it is that you have in the side in order to get it there. And I don't think that they've done enough. Like we talk about it in our chats all the time about like rival teams and whatnot, who's doing what, who's moving in the right way. And Arsenal have two key injuries, and now it's looking peak all of a sudden, and that's not how you compete in the Premier League, man. You need a depth of squad, a bunch of players that can come in and fulfill roles, different portions of the team, and it's just not happening for them right now. Like crazy.
Yeah,
funny to see like an Arsenal side like where you used to see like the most beautiful attacking patterns now, relying specifically on being defensively sound and like giving no gaps of space for anyone to exploit. Like it's a complete reversal for what I remember Arsenal to be. Attacking intent all over the pitch. It's just, I don't know. Hey, it is what it is, I guess.
You guys have made great points, man. And like the main point I looked at was that the fact that Arsenal just don't look like a side that's threatening anymore. Like the way they're playing this season is reserved. I don't know what the reserved energy or tactics have changed because he's learned from last season, and what he keeps doing is overthinking it. Every single season now, he's getting progressively better. We can admit that, right? Every single season, he does something good, and then he'll do something a little bit wrong, and he'll change the whole thing. So the whole season, you might push for the league. You might lose a few points because a few games he didn't do. So what he goes and does is, I'm going to change the whole system again. This time round, your league form is with the likes of not even top 4 sides. We're talking top 6. We're not even talking top 4. The way you're performing this season so far is literally like a European type beat, like Premier League European race. And for me, to drop off that much at the beginning of the season, that's inexcusable. So people can say start of the season, people can say you should have signed this player. At the end of the day, you've been in this race twice. You know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? You go to work, you know how it goes. Like, you know what to do. You've been there before. You know how it runs. So Arsenal fans aren't going to hear it about, this player's out injured, or, this day the referee done this. That's a load of rubbish. That's lack of accountability. That's not how you look. If you want to be ruthless at the top in life, you have to be critical. If not, then you just go the rainbows, isn't it? Is what it is, sound of vibes. That ain't it. So for me, Shaq, we got one more game until the international break. And I want to know, it's against Chelsea away, and yes, you have to see us tomorrow. If you don't win that, what are we saying? Like, Chelsea play tomorrow. Because even if we win, we're in good form. And if we lose, we need to bounce back. So it's a lose-lose. You know what I'm saying? And we're looking good, and then we're in form, or it's we've lost, or we've drew, and we're pissed. I'm at home. We haven't won there since we've only won one game this season there. How much better is it to beat Arsenal at home? We're already down in the dumps. They want the international break. The fans are on edge. The stadium's not going to be. The away fans are always doing their thing, but you know what Chelsea's going to be like, especially off a win. So if you go next week, what are you saying? And then we'll speak more about Arteta and the players. But I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Chel, you know what the funny thing is, yeah? You man don't need to be United. You man can lose, blood. As long as you guys beat us, you're ahead of us. That's crazy in itself.
Let me get up.
That's crazy in itself. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? I do.
Let alone Dean's team, by the way. Fucking hell, they're clear.
Oh, bro.
He came in the corner.
Liverpool.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie. Just very quickly on Liverpool. Yeah. After we played.
Yeah, we'll touch them in a minute. Yeah, you can continue. We'll touch on Liverpool after this.
No. Just very quickly, yeah, because when we played them in the preseason, yeah, and they slapped us 3-1. Yeah, slapped us 3-1. I was like, nah, Liverpool ain't no joke. The way they're set up is just different. Like from then, and especially obviously like with the transfer window that we had, the fact that we have the manager that we have, I just didn't have confidence. Because from then I already thought, you know what, Liverpool, they got the X factors in their team, innit? They're gonna finish ahead of us. That's what I thought. Do you know what I mean? And then you man go and bring in flipping Felix, Sancho, and Neto, like, and then we went to your team and got your 5th choice winger. I'm like, bro, it's just everything is just it's
I
looking
even on that
collapsed.
day, I remember watching a few. I'm not gonna name the streams, but got Chelsea's best. He's their best winger. They just need to unlock him. Jamaican.
Yeah.
You might heard that as well. I'm not going
My
mad.
fan base is poison, bro. I'm telling you.
Your fan base is crazy.
It's Chelsea
Bro.
tax. It's Chelsea tax.
Poison.
They ruin attackers. Meanwhile, Jackson 22, hitting 14 goals, not assists, goals.
He's doing
You know
his
what I'm
thing. He's doing his thing. He's doing his
Doing
thing.
his thing,
I told my
The
fan base
function
he's
in,
better than Havertz as well. They didn't want to hear it.
bro. Shaq,
I
comment
told
for you
them,
here.
but
Isn't this the kind of game where Saka should step up and carry his team? In tough moments, especially, that's when the great players show up. What are you saying
That's
to
what
that?
Salah does. That's what Salah does.
Are you saying that's a recurring theme? Are you saying this is a bit overboard? What are you saying? Because a Chelsea fan is being biased.
obviously, like he's got half a point in it. One thing I'll say about Saka is that sometimes he will just pop up with a goal and assist in it, like when it's not going for him. You know what I mean? He does that quite a bit. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have a great 90 minutes, but he will step up. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, yeah, like it can't always be Saka, innit? That's just my thing. Martinelli needs to turn up. Havertz needs to turn up. Trossard, I don't know what's happened to him. My man's gone from Trossardinho to Drossard. I don't know what's happened to him. Well, no, I don't know what's happened to him. Arteta, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what's happened to him, innit? But there needs to be responsibility on the other players. Do you know what it is as well, yeah? Do you know why I say, yeah, like, I'm not going to go in on Saka? If you ask my fan base, he's the best winger in the world, innit? Maybe bar Salah. Me personally, I just think he's a good player, innit? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, with Saka, what you see is what you see is what you get in it. Do you know what I mean? He's an intelligent player, but he ain't got the wow factor. He might not. He's not gonna do wow things, innit? But he might come up with a moment here and there.
You know what, Dean? So Dennis, you might have watched it as well. Yeah, I'll get Dean's opinion first. Today is what you needed in Salah's game. A maverick gets a shot outside the box, finesse shot, top bins, 2-1. And by the way, if you didn't watch the game, Brighton were pops. They were popping it. Like they were popping the game. Like they were playing well.
Killing us. They were killing us.
Don't get twisted by the scoreline. Don't think it was a Liverpool cruising. They just get a goal. No. But at least I would say until he made the substitutions, which is shout out to Slot for that. Dean, when you told you, I watch these games. I know what I'm talking about. When he made the subs and took off Macau and took off, he won't go as a halftime regardless. But he took off someone else.
Macau and Sabozla.
There we go. We'll talk about it. Took them off, yeah. The game changed, and Salah, like Shaq saying, Salah is a maverick. So what he does is he'll only have one chance or a few chances, and he will take one, and that's enough. Saka for me, it's hard to say, Shaq. Yeah, Dennis, do you agree with me? I'll talk about Dennis first. Actually, do you agree with me? Is Shaq got a point where Saka's not really turning out that much, or is it the fact that he's helping carry them to this point that we should look at, rather than the games he's not playing at? Like, is it fair to?
I don't know about that. I'm not going to go that far. I think that he showed up last week against Liverpool. He scored a big goal to get them up 1-0. How many times do you expect a man to step up and be the guy for you? You know, this is still a team game. You know, you need other guys to step up and deliver. But even to crack, like, honestly, like the thing that I'm noticing now, and I didn't think that was going to be the case at the beginning of the season, Liverpool have the best spine in the league right now. With Rodri, and the reason why is obviously you got like Van Dijk in the back, and like Kelleher's obviously a good depth keeper when Alisson's out. But the one person that has come in now to make that spine what it is right now is Gravenberch. Like they didn't have a midfield before, so now Gravenberch comes in. He's solidified that entire spine now. You have probably the best spine in the league right now. So. You know, it's peak, man. Teams are gonna have to be watching these guys a little bit more carefully now because there's definitely something there to be built on, you know. And then, you know, Slots come in with a different style of play. Like they're not as attack minded as they were under Breda there. But yeah, they play a little bit more balanced now. Like they're definitely one that can, like, you know, soak up pressure and like be a little bit more compact and then spring on you. Like when they played against us, I was like, yo, man, they're letting us have the ball like this at Anfield. I was shocked, to be honest with you. And you know, they came away with the win, but it was like still a departure from what we know, you know, Anfield and Liverpool to be. And that to me was the most shocking thing, that this guy's willing to play different styles of game in order to see out the win. So dangerous outfit right now.
True. True.
Go on, dude. I think you say something there.
Yeah, what's it called? Are we talking about Liverpool or are we still on Arsenal?
Yeah, that was I didn't even mean to that transition, but that was
That
almost
transition was
perfect.
smooth.
And then I just changed the thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's talk about it. But yeah, we
No,
saying.
but see, with Liverpool this season, yeah, because I didn't know this manager, yeah, but I feel like he's answering questions every game. Every game he's showing you something. Like the first one was like, we ain't played no one. Cool, we just beating all these bottom teams. Like I said before, you can only beat what's in front of you. Pause. So we beat them teams, yeah. Now we're beating the so-called top teams, and we winning when we don't play well. So he's answering questions. Even today, like you said, Brighton were all over us. That first half was crazy. It was absolute crazy. Closing us down, winning second balls, pulls, winning everything all over the pitch, all over the pitch, all over us. Manager changed it, scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. You get me? And the game changed, swung. Like we were saying, Salah turns up. Like he might not be in the game all game, just turns up with a winner. And this is what my manager's doing. He's giving me something to look at every single game, because he's me. I don't know who he is. So this is all new to me. So every game there's something I'm thinking, raw. He knows what he's doing.
And no money spent. And no money spent in summer. He spent no money.
Spent. Like he spent it on Kaiser, but bruv, like that's not what we needed. The DM at the start of the season. We've got no DMs. Yeah, I'm not counting what's his name, Endo. I'm not counting him as a DM, yeah, because he's not what we need. We ain't got no DMs, yeah. We're top of the league, yeah. He's turned Gravenberch into some next monster. Like, it's crazy. Like the centre backs, what's his name? Kanati's injured now. I don't know how bad it is, but he's injured. But we look so like solid. We're not conceding goals. We're scoring goals, and we're not playing this basketball, football no more. How Klopp used to do it. Don't get me wrong, it was exciting, but we're not conceding goals. Every game we've got to come back from losing, put positions. Like it's different. The way he's meticulous about certain things, and he's not scared with this manager. He's not scared to change things immediately. He don't care about people's feelings. He cares about Liverpool. Like Klopp wouldn't if during the week we played Brighton and Kwanzaa made a couple of mistakes. It was the second minute of injury time. He still made a change. He said, "No, come off. I'm not risking it because they might score again. Come off." He didn't care. Klopp wouldn't have done that. This manager, he's it's him. Right now, it's him. I'll give him his shoes, man.
What is Liverpool doing, or their manager doing that Arteta's not? Because you guys have spent money, they haven't. You man have been together for that long. Their team has been up and down, you could say. They've been like this kind of a yo-yo thing. Like, what are they doing which you're not doing? Like, why are they top of the league clear and only lost 1 game this season? What you 1 game and you man are challenging the top 4, 5? Like, what are you seeing these clear differences?
You know what I must say, yeah, I've been very impressed with Schlott. I did mention earlier on about the about obviously the friendly game around the preseason. Obviously, I know people say, don't take preseason to heart too tough, but it's like what I saw in that game, I've also seen with Liverpool this season. There were a lot more control. Now, don't get me wrong, Klopp is a great manager. Like, don't get me wrong, but I do think, Dean, I'm not gonna lie, he ran your place into the ground. I can't lie to you.
He did.
Do you know what I mean? I think now that Schlott has come in, yeah, it's a lot more measured in the way that he does things. Yeah, that's number one. Number two, I think he's gotten the better. I think he's gotten the better out of certain players. Obviously, most notably, the obvious one, Gravenberch. Because obviously Gravenberch, I don't know, I see him more as a technical player in it. Do you know what I mean? He's not someone that runs around the place. He's gonna do what like a Ronaldo does. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you guys got Szoboszlai in the team for that. Even though I think he should be dropped, Curtis Jones should be in the 10. Do you know what I mean? But I do think Gravenberch. Because remember, Gravenberch was a player with high potential. Bayern Munich bought him for a reason. Do you know what I mean? My man on that half turn, woof. Like he's a quality player, man. Good carrier of the ball. I think his performance, but it's is different, man. And yeah, I just literally think the way Schlott has just set these man up, very, very impressive. I know Robbo, I think obviously because I didn't watch the game today, and it last couple games maybe not so great, but I said to Liverpool fans, listen, you man should sell him. But I actually think it's been decent this season, barring the past
Costas
couple of
played
games.
today, innit? And Costas
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
calm. He was calm.
We need a left
Which-
back to be honest. We
Yeah.
need a left back. We do need a left back because Robbo has lost his X factor and his pace.
They
And
do, G, they do.
Mm,
get me.
but
At the heart.
but you know what? I think Tsimikas is a good player. You know, I do think I think he's a good technical player. My personal opinion.
No, he's a
I
good
hear
player.
a lot of Liverpool fans saying, "No, they will sell him. They will sell him." Nah, he's
No,
good,
you can't
man.
sell him. You can't sell him. You can't sell him.
Yeah,
Bro,
man.
no, we want better than him. No, it is, yeah. He's a good squad
Mm.
player because like he fills in and he'll do a good job. But can he play the whole season as the first choice left back? I don't know. So like we want the top left back. Like, because Robbo was a top left back in the world at one stage. So he ain't been that player for about 2-3 years. But this year is the biggest fall off where everyone's noticing it. I noticed it last season. But this is the year where you're seeing it now. It's bait. Everyone can see it now. But I still think we need a top class left back. Tsimikas should be a squad player.
Hold
I'm
on.
wrong, good player, but squad player.
Hold on a minute.
No, 100%, man.
This can't be real because my Wi-Fi's moving mad, and so is this fact. This fact's moving as mad as my Wi-Fi because take pause a second. That can't be true because
Can I hear right? That's crazy.
wait, hold on a minute. I'm being quiet because it can't with God. I was it's good for the comments.
That looks mad.
That's
Arsenal draw
kinda
next
mad.
week. They could be 9-10 points behind Liverpool.
Context. He said draw.
Draw. Not even lose. Draw. And is that with Liverpool winning? Oh, yeah, obviously Liverpool will win. They're talking
Yeah.
about.
Bro, he said
That's
draw.
crazy.
Bro, he said draw.
That's crazy. If you pick up points, you can still be 9-10 points behind. It's nuts.
Listen, if you draw, that's not even a bad result.
That's a good result at Stamford
No, man,
Bridge.
it's a bad result because it'd be 2 points out of 12. That's spooky.
In
That's
context, it's a bad result, but
In context,
in reality, it's
it's
a
a bad
good
result.
result.
In both contexts, it's good and bad. It's good on the day, but it's bad overall, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
It's
a weird
bad
one.
overall.
But that's
bad overall.
mad. Big up Zedel, always in the chat, of course. If I was lose to be 10 points by Liverpool, bro. Oh, lose. I'm about to say draw. That's mad. Very mad.
Yeah, 9
But,
points behind or 10 points is one or the other, isn't it? If you
Oh,
lose
that's what I
or
was
draw.
going to check with you, man. Still, I was going to go through this, then I got sidetracked by that preposterous comment. There was big English words there, bro. This is what I wanted to speak about. Can you man see my screen nice and clear? Yeah,
It looks
because
beautiful.
this is what I'm saying, man. Of course you're gonna say that.
Looks-
Dennis chat, hey man, looks beautiful. Look at him. The season ain't ended,
that?
though, 'cause the season ain't ended because we. Let me calm down. But anyway, yeah, yeah, man. It's not you, man. What do you think about the table?
Oh
You
my
said-
gosh, Nottingham Forest. What has happened there?
Forest is ahead of
Bro.
us, people. Not
Oh
to them
my
bloody
gosh.
gods, man.
Bro, the thing is, it's been 10 games.
That's a quarter of the season, bro. It's a quarter of the season.
No, it's a quarter season. It's a quarter season. Dennis, man, what are you saying about the table? What are you saying about the way things are shaping up? And we're going to speak on Man City now because they're a perfect segue in terms of the table and the spine of Liverpool and Arsenal lack of spine. What's going on with this league and what's going on with Man City? Because it's not looking rosy on them sides either, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's just like I said earlier, though. Like it's the spine, right? Like you lose a Rodri, you're losing the engine in that team. Like he makes them go as far as I'm concerned. But aside from that, like I don't really start studying the table till like late November into late November into December. So yeah, these are surprising. You look at it, it's just surprising, but I don't think that this is going to be anywhere near how it finishes. You know, we're gonna see a lot of like twists and turns come December. So a lot of people surprised, you know. But we'll have to see
last year,
what it is.
Spurs were they were top, innit?
Top, right? Tottenham were top. Yeah.
They'd won 8 out of 10 and drew 2.
Yeah, they were doing stuff.
But then Dennis makes a great point that Arsenal, for example, Man City, for example, could. I don't think they'll lose the next 2, but in the next 5 games, they could draw or lose a game. Arsenal could win 3 out of 5, and we're here again. Liverpool could keep winning, and they could go clear. It's a weird one, but the reason why I brought this up was to speak about City and Chelsea in contention together, and speak about the game tomorrow, and we'll speak about City a bit later on because we haven't got a City rep at the moment. Try and get one. But what you man say in terms of the Chelsea game as well, like you've seen the results today, you've seen Arsenal drop points. If Chelsea win, they will go 2 points in front of Arsenal on 21 points, I believe it is. And I think if Man United win, there'll be 3 points behind us. We will drop down to about 7th, 8th in the league. So it does get a bit spooky. And if even Aston Villa and Spurs who played tomorrow before us, Villa could go clear. So what were you saying for tomorrow as well, man? So we spoke about Arsenal, spoke about Liverpool being how they are. Actually, wait, how dare I? We haven't spoken about Mohamed Salah. Bro, we haven't spoken about Mohamed Salah. We have to.
This is what happens. This is what happens. Don't lax and no one wants to talk about him.
We'll start with Dennis. How good is Mo Salah, bro? Like, we've seen him before. He scored against Arsenal. He scored in games for us. He went to Basel, went to Rome, and done his thing. How good is Salah right now, bro? Because he's moving mad.
He's a killer. What is it, like 9 and 7 from all comps or something like that? He's crazy. You know, as a footballer, like what he's up in his like 31, 32. He's still moving with pace. He seems like he's gotten smarter. Like he's not just relying on his physical tools to get in the areas. And the thing that's deadly about him is like the thing that people don't realize. Like you know what he's gonna do every time. You know what he's gonna do, but you just can't stop it. Like he's gonna cut in on his left and then hit it. And the goal that he got today was, I'm pretty sure I've seen that exact same goal about 100 times, and nobody's doing anything to stop it. So yeah, he's a special player. You know, I think Liverpool's gonna miss him next year when he's gone to Saudi. But you know, so
all right, mate. All right. It's not confirmed yet. It's not confirmed.
Now we hope. Dennis is more speaking in that. Hope.
Did you say we hope? Did you say we hope?
What, him going Saudi?
Yeah, I thought you said we hope.
What, we hope Salah goes Saudi? Yeah.
I thought you said we hope. Oh no, I must have heard.
No, I'm saying we all hope he goes Saudi because he's scoring too many goals. He's scoring way too much,
that
man.
Is bad-mindedness. Bad-mindedness.
Yeah, from your perspective, yes. Not for me. Like I want to win leagues.
Disgusting. No, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. You should want the best players in the Premiership. You should want to beat the best players.
We've got them, innit? You know what I'm talking about, right? Don't worry about Salah. Like Shaq knows, man. I'm not even gonna do it because tomorrow we play, and I'm not an idiot to do stupid on the stream. You get me? So I'm keeping it humble. But Shaq done it for me. You know what they say? Well, the good thing passes, another thing comes. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's done it nuts. But go on.
All you man jumped to the chat as well. A few man jumped in it. What you man saying? So it's a Salah was crap whole game, part of his goal. You guys should stop. The issue with this comment is,
that is what we're talking about.
There's a few issues with this comment, which I hear you, but here's the problem. You can do results-based analysis and go, oh, he got a goal and assist. Rare tear. But at the end of the day, that goal helped him win the game. So if it's a stat thing, then we could use goals-based analysis and go, oh, we didn't score today. He didn't do that first, but he actually won the game for his team. It's a bit different. To get it's a little.
I feel like sometimes people forget to realize that this game is about moments, man. It's moments that decide matches. So he wasn't great the entire game, but when he's given the opportunity to bang it, he did. You know, so
I'd rather him do that than play good all game and we didn't win. He popped up, scored the goal, we won the game. We go home, we got the 3 points. We go bed, wake up next day, train. It's normal stuff. He does that. I don't mind that. At the end of the day, if he carries that all season, we'll be in a good place.
Yeah,
I don't need Salah playing well. I don't need him playing well.
Well, even against Chelsea, Dennis will tell you they gave us the ball and stuff. He was a difference. I didn't think Liverpool played that great. I didn't think Chelsea played particularly poorly. But the difference is they had a world-class player, renowned, done it, been there, He turned up, scored the penalty, got the penalty.
And that's the difference. That's the difference.
He won them just in 2 games alone. He's got them an extra 4 points, whatever it is.
Exactly. That is the difference. When world-class players step up, they step up in moments. and win games, bro, from nowhere because we didn't deserve. The first half, you watch that game, we didn't deserve nothing at all. Like, we was lucky to be only losing 1-0 at half time. Second half, different game, but still, I still think it was lucky. But this is why you got players like Salah in your team, because they'll get a game from a defeat or a draw and give you the 3 points. And that's the sort of players you need. You get me?
And you know as
Yeah.
well about Salah, yeah, because everyone
Go on.
talks about Salah's goals. He's actually becoming more and more of a creator for Liverpool as well. You know,
Mm, mm,
you know
mm.
what I mean? It's not
Facts.
just the goals, man. He's creating these man. You know, he's got that little outside of the foot cross pass thing going on
Facts.
as well. Do you know what I mean? That's coming a little more signature now. So yeah, it's not even just the goals with him. Obviously, he's not my favorite footballer. I'll be honest, but you can't deny the man. The guy's just flipping inevitable, man. Honestly, one way or another, because now it's not just the goals.
Do you know it doesn't help his case, which for everybody bet is the trophies. He hasn't won enough. As sad as it is, that's what people lean on the most. Because even the obvious comparison, I have to bring it up because me and Dennis are here. You know the vibes already. Eden Hazard, bro, he's got the trophies and he's done it in finals the same way, but he's got more of them. That's the difference. That's the big. That's the only thing that's actually a valuable thing you can say in the argument. The goals, longevity, Salah clears. It's clear. It's not a debate. But when people say we liked him on the eye, like Shaq saying, like, I like those kind of footballers, and he also won me 2 Prems, a Europa League, then it's like, oh, now we're talking a bit more, innit? So if Salah wins the Premier League this year, it's spooky. I'm just saying. If he keeps scoring at how he's Dennis, what are you saying? Are you being sarcastic? Are you saying disagree with me?
If Salah wins a Premier League this year, there's more of an argument to say that he's not a Hazard thing. But for me, Hazard is just a beautiful footballer to watch. Like, you watch this guy play the game and he inspires.
It is funny. I wasn't expecting that.
Come on now, man. Come on now. You know what I mean? Like,
and I was respecting what you were saying. I was respecting the thing.
I
don't know where he's gone.
You can't put like Salah. Yeah, he's a nice player, but like a footballer, like a Hazard, the things that Hazard does on the
Hazard
pitch,
looks better. Hazard looks better. That's it.
Hazard is better.
It's not even just about looking better. It's the different things that he can do as well. Do you know what I mean? It's only now Salah has got into his creating back, bruv. Hazard was just, bruv, do you know what it is with Salah, yeah? With him, it's like, oh, this guy's inevitable. Like, I know he's going to score goal against me. I know he's going to score against me. With Hazard, it's, I'm shitting in my pants, yeah? This guy is going to ruin my defense. I don't know. That's just me, innit? There's a different feeling.
Like, it's the same, you know what you're saying? It's like the Henry and Haaland thing, innit? Henry, you're shit. You're thinking, raw, I can't play against him. Haaland, you know he's going to score no matter what you do. But Henry's going to ruin you all game. Haaland will just turn up and you have one chance to score 3 goals. That's what Haaland's about. Henry will rip you all game. You get me? Like Hazard,
that's true.
Salah. You get me? Same thing. Salah
and no one would say that Haaland's better than Henry now, would they? I'm just saying, innit? But I don't want to rain on Salah's parade, innit? Because man's 32, still doing the goods and adding the creative thing to his bag, innit? So I don't want to rain on his parade too much, but Hazard was just different.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I put on a facade. I came on the ejected thing. I'll be honest, because if you can't tell, I love Hazard, innit? Like, I love Hazard, innit? But
of course you do.
Dennis, when he shook his head, I shook my head inside. I was like, I need to pattern up. So I'm bro. He put me in my place. I was doing the whole like, I was there like this thing. I was like, yeah. Salah's there. And I said Hazard, no, he's the better one. And what's like saying is true, but what Salah's doing is dumb, and if he does win the Prem doing what he's doing for the past 5-6 years, it does come a bit of a thing because yes, aesthetically he's not the same, but even I can't deny it. He's scoring goals. He's been a creator, like one of you man said as well. So you can't deny that, man. Well, yeah, we had touched on him, but we all touched on the Chelsea game before we cut. The Shaq's got cut soon.
I've got a cut now still. Yeah.
What's it called, Shaqs? Shout if you're doing content, if you're jumping on anybody else's content. What are you saying?
Yeah, obviously my channel, Shaq Talk Sport. You'll find me if you type in my name there, Shaq Salty. You can find me on the Gal Talk Sport as well from time to time. Do you know what I mean? I'll be on there, man. But yeah, Ches, love for having me on. Dennis, Dean, big up yourselves, yeah? Take care, guys, man.
No.
Love, man.
That's cold, man. Yeah, we're touching the Chelsea game now with Dean and Den. And then you know what it is? I haven't said this once. Hit the like button. There's over 30 people in here. Hit the like button. Follow everyone's things. You can see it on the screen. Couch goes through very critical analysis. Excuse the pun. And then you've got Dean and his cousin doing their thing as well, growing their thing. Jumps on NAF. You'll see him. Then he jumps on Don's channel, CFC fan, and my thing as well. So we're all baiting in this space. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button as well because he pushes out to more people. But yeah, man, Chelsea game tomorrow is now even bigger than it was before. It's now even bigger because now if Chelsea win, people, I said to Don earlier, I called him. We said this, yeah, like on a verbatim thing, but if Chelsea win, the narrative will definitely change. Like 100%. It's already changing now. Like Chelsea are top 4. But I think if we win, I wouldn't say so. People will put us in the conversations that are kind of mad. I think, do you know why I think that will happen? Yeah. Because with Man City having these injuries, by the way, Diaz is out for the next 2 games, if you haven't seen. Man City having these injuries, Liverpool being the only very, very, very good team, Arsenal being inconsistent, there is nobody else doing that role, doing the whole like, you know what I'm saying? So if Chelsea can win tomorrow, they'll mathematically be in that role. Which if they don't, they'll be in the role of top 4 race. You know what I'm saying? So Dean, I'll go to you first. For me and Dennis go on because we love our club. Like, I'm hearing a lot about Man United having a manager bounce. I'm hearing a lot of vibes, aura. We're gonna fight till the day's done. Look who's joined! Yes, for the first time.
What's good? I couldn't not bless
his cowboy hat. Well
yeah,
done,
absolutely. To illustrate the cowboyish behaviour of Arsenal Football Club today. Yeehaw!
You know what, Jay? We can shake each other's hands because tomorrow could be deadly for both of us. One of us.
Listen,
but today we feast.
That's what I'm saying. I was watching. I was trying to switch between the Arsenal and the City game because it was like, so not the Liverpool and City game, yeah. And
one sec. Don't interrupt you, bro. Do you want to connect? Come back and connect your thing, G. Because moving bare. We can't really hear. Yeah, come back. Come back.
I'll come back.
Yeah, that's mad. They just turn up out of nowhere. But then we can smile with each other now because tomorrow, like, you could be cooking me. So,
Rob, I'm smiling because it's been a good weekend so far, bro. I can't even moan.
No, but I thought before Jay came in, he'll come in and fix his things. I'll put in his computer. But yeah, like Man United, new manager bounce. There's hype. Are you hearing that? Or do you think Chelsea are the better team? I mean, Dennis will obviously say
Chelsea are going to take care of them. Chelsea are going to take care. I hear it's manager hype and the new bands, Rude this. Oh, what's his name? I don't care about that, bro. When we played against Chelsea, yeah, I see a different Chelsea. This ain't the same Chelsea at the start of the season. I see, if you play that team, you played against us with Lavia and Caicedo in the center, that little base there. Bro,
did you like it, Dean? Did you like that midfield? Like, did you think it was good?
It was horrid. It was like suffocating us, bro.
Hey, Dennis is getting me gas. Dennis is gas.
No, I can't even lie, bro. I can't even lie, bro. I was watching that game and it was like you got squeezing the life out of us, bro. It was horrible. It was horrible. And if you get Cole Palmer, obviously he didn't have the best game against us, but if you get all 3 of them firing, it's a mess. It's a mess. That's gonna be. Is there a better midfield 3 right now? If they all fire at the same time, is there a better midfield 3, bro? That's what you got to ask yourself. And I don't think there is.
There's not. Because Liverpool's weakness is that 10. We have the 10. Liverpool's weakness is that DM. We've got a DM, and we've got someone who can go in between the lines in Lavia.
So really,
it's just about performing. Obviously, that's paper level, not paper, but individually they've done their thing. But collectively, the 3 of them, I wouldn't say they've been performing every single game to a top level. Whereas obviously Gravenberch and McAllister have, so that's the difference. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but yeah.
Don't get wrong. See us, don't get wrong. McAllister's been stinking the last 2 games, yeah? And Szoboszlai stunk for 4 or 5 games, yeah? So really, the only person we've had is Gravenberch, and Jones have jumped off the bench. Like, but if you get them 3 playing in your team, yeah, bro, I'm telling you now, your season will be good because that was see the midfield you got there. Like we missed out on both of them, Lavia and Caicedo, bro. Like that would have been my dream base in my team. Lavia, Caicedo for Liverpool. I wanted that so bad. But if you get them two in tandem, and you got Cole Palmer doing Cole Palmer stuff, bro. Telling you now, man, it can be scary for a lot of people. It can be very scary for a lot of people. And you got Jackson scoring goals now. I don't want to think about it, to be honest. I don't want to think about it. I'm happy we played you already, anyway. I'm happy it's done. We've got one more game against you lot, and I'm done with it, mate. You get me? But I think you'll win tomorrow, to be honest. I definitely think you'll win.
And why do you think we'll win? So briefly talk about tactics for me and Dennis. Go on. Like, what is it about the game which you don't think Man United will have? Because I'm worried, and this is where me and Dennis will agree before we come in, is that Chelsea, Dean, in big games, not just this season, we have a mentality block. So we just don't seem to be able to win games. I haven't seen Chelsea win big games for a long time. I haven't seen it. And the problem is the last big game we had against Liverpool, yes, Dean's giving us praise, but we didn't win. Man City, we played well, didn't win. Newcastle, our tough team to play, but they're not big yet. So Arsenal's our next test and Man United this weekend. And for me, I don't know. It is 2-0 up last season. You're thinking, yep, Arsenal at home. Dean, I'm talking about 2-0. Save me for a minute. It's raining. Yeah, cool. Hit the ball around. 2-1. 2-2. You're holding on. It's not good enough. So for me, I don't know if Chelsea's got that. So what makes you think that? What makes you so confident?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at, because remember, I don't follow Chelsea how you don't follow Chelsea. I'm looking at it from my point of view, watching how you started the season to this point here, yeah. And I'm seeing it's starting to click now. I'm seeing the manager's style. I'm seeing all different things starting to go together. And I'm thinking, if you can gel, like it's only a matter of time, because you can see your manager's quality. You can see what he's doing. Like you can see players are getting confident now. What's the winger you got from Wolves again? What's his name again?
Pedro.
Neto. Bro, Neto on one wing, Madwiki on one. Bro, I'm telling you now, if that settles down, like, and everyone's young and fit in your team, like, I heard the mental block about beating big teams, but bro, I don't even class Man United in that mental block. Like, Man United's not that big team no more. They on paper they are, but you can easily go Old Trafford and win. Like, it's not scary Old Trafford no more. You can definitely get that win.
And on the flip side,
I wouldn't say that. I'll say, and this is the reason why I'm a little bit. I'm cautious and going into this game cautious.
Trepidation.
The trepidation is the word I was looking for. Thank you. And the reason for that is because we have the youngest squad in the Prem. And when you're talking about going into a place like Old Trafford and you have, it's the details that win you those matches, man. Like you have to be dialed in all the time. And these guys just don't necessarily, they've never shown me they have the experience and understanding to see out tough matches like that yet. There's going to be opportunity, unless we go out there and just completely just flatten them, like from minute 1 to minute 90, just flatten them. There's always going to be an opportunity for these other teams to come in and give us something. So I need to see the lineup, because the other thing too that I'm starting to question is how we're using our fullbacks, right? Because I don't know about you, Ches, but I don't like Gusto in that the pocket in the half space there in the number 10. He doesn't give me anything there,
He has no product.
He doesn't give me anything in that position, right? So I would much rather, if you're going to use the inverted fullback, I'd rather him just make up the sixes, use Gusto in the 6, and push Caicedo forward, or push, I don't care, maybe not Lavia, but maybe Caicedo forward to get a little bit more of a box crasher there, because Gusto don't give you nothing there, man. So I want to see how we set up. I want to see how we set up there.
So the thing I want to rebuttal is that so hey, what's going on, guys? It's like some great points, you guys. I was listening before. I was like, let me jump on and throw my 2 cents in.
So he was listening in.
I was listening. I was listening. I was like,
he was listening in.
I was like, not every day Ches does agenda. I was like, some days he does breakdowns. So I was like, okay, let me come on the break. So for me, I think styles make games. and United have a style that could be dangerous to Chelsea. Yeah, we saw them against City in the final, and we saw against a ball-heavy, possession-dominant team, they can set themselves up in a way where they play a low mid block and they hit you on the counter. And they got players like Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho, who are fast players who play on the shoulder of defenders, can run in behind. They've got players like Bruno who can find them. Chelsea's defense running back towards its own goal doesn't convince me. As in, like, when the players are turned around and they're running back towards their own goal. On the ball, I think Colwell's been really good this season, and he's helped them play out from the back. But I still think they're susceptible to making mistakes at the back. They're still susceptible. Like Sanchez has a mistake in him. A couple of the players. If United get a good press going, Chelsea might cough up the ball in their defensive third a couple of times. But I think on the flip side, you have to look at United still being the team that has not been great this season and has struggled. So Chelsea should be going into this game thinking that I look at it quite similar to Liverpool-Chelsea. When it was Liverpool-Chelsea, I said Liverpool should be winning this game. Like, regardless of the setups and everything, they're at home versus a team, managers, a couple of months in. They should be winning. I feel similar to Chelsea to United. Chelsea should win this game based on what they've shown us so far this season, where they're at, and what they're capable of in terms of the players that they've got in form. But on the other side, I will also say that Jackson and Palmer are carrying that Chelsea attack a lot at the moment, especially in the Premier League. No, maybe not so in other competitions, but in the Premier League, it's those two who are the main people who are getting it done for Chelsea. And I think the more the Mudryks, the Netos, the Maduekes can play more to their level, Felix and stuff, Chelsea could win this comfortably. But what's happening for me at the moment is that Chelsea's main players are Jackson and Palmer, and they're creating the majority for the team. Yeah, they're like, for example, people will say Neto got the assist the other week, but it's Palmer's ridiculous through ball that generates a simple square pass for Neto. Do you see what I mean? So it is Neto's assist.
You don't want your number 10 and your number 9 to be the ones that are winning matches for you, though? Like, I don't know.
No, I'm saying
both of you man are very analytical. I love this.
I'm saying that Chelsea's match winners are winning them games. Yeah. So, like, what I'm trying to say is that the other attackers, when they come to the party, it makes Chelsea very, very, very difficult to defend against because you can't double up on players and things like that because everyone's a threat. Do you see what I mean? I'm not trying to say that these players are crap or you shouldn't rely on your star players. I'm merely saying that if they blank or they don't score, you need the other players around them to add value too, like Madueke versus Wolves, for example. But
Dennis, we know this though because yes, Jackson's been clinical and Palmer's been clinical, but our attackers on a whole have been fairly criticised, especially Noni Madueke, who people actually defend a lot more this season, despite the fact he scored a hat-trick. The thing is with him is that he impacts game, but when it needs to impact with GA, he's not doing it. So the onus has to fall on somebody to win the game if he's not getting the goal or assist. That's just the bottom line, really. So if they can turn up against Man United, now Man United have more threats to worry about. Which I agree with Jay on, is that if they don't turn up, it is heavily reliant on two players. And like Liverpool game, you can mark out two players. Or if you mark out one of them, you might get a moment like Jackson does, and he's clinical, he scores his goal, but that's not enough for you to win the game, maybe enough to draw the game. But at the end of the day, you need to be winning games. So what do you feel about that, Dennis? I'll give you a chance to speak. Like, do you feel like...
I don't think
overall, where do you think we're going to win and lose the game, in your opinion?
I think the game's going to be won in the boxes, won and lost in the boxes. How we defend and how we attack. Because we're going to get opportunities to score. We're going to take them. And we're going to have the opportunities. We're going to have to defend. And we're going to have to be rock solid. Like it's just like I said, the details of the game are going to dictate it. But without that, like, I don't know how Ruud's going to set up this team anyways. Like, we're talking about everything that we know right now is basically 10 Hag teams. So I don't know exactly what Ruud has planned. Like, are they going to be looking to be more of attack-minded outfit. If that's the case, I would love to see it, because if they come out and they start playing at us, I think we have a better chance of getting at them at the break and whatnot. But if if he's trying to play a little bit more compact, and make it a little bit harder to play through them, it might be a sloggy game and they might just nick it in the end. But truly, I don't know how they're going to set up. I don't know what they're going to be doing under Rude. If it comes down to how we play, I want to see us just look to, spread out to the flanks, use our width, use our pace, get down the flanks, look for the late crossbacks into the box for somebody like Cole to come onto it. But truly, it's not as easily a predictable match as we'd like to make it up. We'd like to make it believe to be, because there's just so many different factors that come into this that we just don't know yet.
100%. And the thing is that someone obviously answer for Jay, and he'll speak himself. So he says, so is Jay saying United defenders are better than Chelsea's?
No.
I think both defenders are bad, but Chelsea have a solid midfield attack. I don't think that's what he's saying. What he's saying is that, end of the day, Chelsea have conceded a lot of goals. So you can't not look at that fact. United have also conceded a lot of goals. So when Dennis says it's one of both boxes, is literally what he's saying.
Yeah.
Is if we can be defensively more sound and score more goals or win the game. It's literally that simple. That's
and also, a while I wasn't really talking about the quality of either defense, really. As in, that to me is somewhat irrelevant. What I'm mainly talking about is styles, and the styles. So even off the top of my head, and I haven't really analyzed or thought this, is if I think about Nottingham Forest and Palace, there's two examples of games where Chelsea have dropped points this season. Yeah. Do I look at Man United as a side that's capable of playing in the same way that those teams played in to get results against Chelsea? I do, 100%, because I've seen them do it in the last year. Do you see what I mean? So when I say it like that, I'm saying matchups. So if United play a low mid block, let Chelsea have the ball and try and counter on them quickly, they've got a decent chance, because they've got players that can threaten Chelsea in the transition. Chelsea also have players that can threaten United in the transition, but if United aren't coming out to play, there's going to be less space for those players to operate. So stylistically, looking at the games that Chelsea have dropped points in this season, I look at those games and I think United are capable of playing or mimicking what those teams did, but they have, in theory, more impactful forward players. Garnacho, Rashford, these players on the counter, they're good players. I'm not trying to say that United's defense with Evans and De Ligt or Martinez is better than Chelsea's. It's just a case of saying that United, if they go about this game in a logical way, it's very, very logical that they can get something out of this game, because they're at home. They come off the back of beating Leicester 5-2. Obviously, they still conceded goals, but that will give them a boost. They can score goals. They can do stuff. They tried Ugarte Casemiro for the first time as a partnership. Okay, now you got two DMs in there, right? You got two DMs and you got Bruno floating. Little things you're getting.
That's a good point. And you break down Team Dean. What do you think the best approach for Man United should be? Because Jay's given many alternatives there where they can attack us, vibes it. I've heard aura, new manager bounce, let's just get the job done kind of vibes. Or it could be a Liverpool tactic where they sit back, soak up the pressure and hit for the counter-attacks on the flanks, like Jay was saying, exposing the fullbacks. What do you think Man United's quality will allow them to do to get a win?
I think that, like Jay said, I think the best way Man United can address this is Ugarte and Casemiro. I would sit back, but Rude is in a great position right now. No matter what he does, it's going to work, innit? He's got no pressure on him. He can go out there and experiment. Go out or attack. Nothing can be wrong from Rude, because he's in a win-win situation now. He is in the shopping window right now. So if he does get a result, it's going to look good on him, because I think I heard him say he wants to stay part of the backroom staff. But if he does a good job, there might be a job out for him. So whatever way he approaches this, I don't think it'll be negative, because either way he can go negative and try to get a draw or nick a 1-0 or 2-1 or he can go for it. Just go for it and shot Chelsea and see a Man United we ain't seen all
Yeah, so
season.
you're saying what you're saying is it's a win-win for him. Whatever
Yeah.
approach he does, it's going to be what he believes fit, and he does.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on him to do it right because
And the thing is,
he's
if
not
they
the manager
lose,
anyway.
if they lose, he just blames it on Ten Hag. This is what Ten
Yeah,
Hag's
you
been
can
doing
say,
all
oh yeah,
season.
the team tried, and new managers coming in
Yeah.
anyway. They're
Yeah,
up
so
to fight. Dennis,
yeah, I
from
think
Chelsea's
that's
perspective, what Dean's saying in terms of like they can do what they want to do. Does Maresca change anything from the Liverpool game? That's the last big game I referenced to. Do we need to change anything in particular? You've mentioned very cleverly about the fullbacks and Gusto not being a good in the space player, which he hasn't been. He's not clinical. Balloon shots, hasn't got a good final pass in him. Is that the only thing you would change tactically or personnel wise for this game?
Yeah, I think ultimately I'd like to see. Now I wanted Neto on for the Liverpool game too. To be honest, I thought that he should have started on the left that game, but he didn't. Yeah, that would be the only tactical change that I would make from that game. I would start Neto on the left, Madueke on the right, use the width of the pitch. It's a massive pitch, stretch them, and try and play through the middle. I think that if we make the pitch big and they play with Ugarte and Casemiro in there, those guys won't have the legs to like really, close the spaces to make it difficult for us to find openings. Vice versa. I think if you have Caicedo and Lavia in that midfield, even if you play more expansively, those guys have the ability, the athleticism to get in positions where, they can snuff out danger. So, yeah, I want us to play more expansively. I want us to use the width of the pitch and open them. So that would be the only thing. I don't think that we look to do that against Liverpool. I thought that we were looking to, look for the 1-2s, connect in the middle areas of the pitch, which almost worked. But I just think that there's a different tactic when you're playing on a pitch as big as like Old Trafford, and you have to try and use the size of the pitch to your advantage. Use your
that'll help us a
athleticism and
lot with
pace.
Noni because they hugged the line in it. So like
Exactly.
And Pedro, he hugged and also cuts in a bit more. So that will help us a lot.
Like their fullbacks are going to be needing it. You can't leave those guys 1v1. So if their fullbacks are going to be needing like support, it's either coming from their wide men or it's coming from the midfield, like cheating over. If the midfield cheats over, it opens up spaces for like Cole Palmer, open up spaces for Jackson and whatnot. So
even against Dean, even because Jay's not here, I was going to ask him as well. Even against Nottingham Forest, right? Dennis, you go on mute quickly. Even against Nottingham Forest, love. Even against Nottingham Forest, we created opportunities. Even against Palace, we probably argue we should have won that game.
But what you call it? Create opportunities against you as well, didn't they? Forest.
No, but
even with 10 men.
I'm more referring to the fact that in the game, the way it laid out in both, especially less so the Palace game or not the Forest game, it was the circumstances of the game which made they just went all for it because they had the red card, they're 1-1, so they thought, what, let's put the kitchen sink out, we can get a win, and they're on good form. That kind of plays a part. But what I'm trying to say is that like if we can isolate their fullbacks, I thought they'll have a long day. And I think what Dean, what you're pointing to is spot on in terms of our game will just be too much for whatever they kind of put out. Even if he does the low block approach, I feel like we've got enough to create quality chances. And if he does the going hoting, Caicedo and Lavia are going to be laughing. Lavia on the half turn.
Yeah.
He's going to, you saw his Liverpool. Jay.
I saw it first hand.
Oh, Dean saw it against Liverpool. Dennis as well, the best midfield in the league at the time, and maybe you could argue now. Lavia had time and space.
He looked brilliant.
They didn't touch the ball for 30 minutes. Their goal only came because of what you guys mentioned to me was Colwell's in the box inability to compose himself. That's the only reason why they got the penalty.
Yeah.
They didn't create anything. So
they didn't create nothing.
You didn't create anything. So for me, when you guys are saying that, it's literally confirming you man no ball and you man know what you're talking about. And it's teaching me that I need to probably worry less. But my only issue, Jay, as I'm asking you right now, is the mentality. Have Chelsea shown you enough this season for me to believe, like Arsenal last season?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think it depends on how much you believe and what you believe. If you believe that Chelsea are a good side that are likely to finish between 4th or 5th or 6th and are capable of doing a run in the FA Cup. And when they play against big teams, they're going to put in a performance. If that's your expectation for Chelsea this season, I think Chelsea snugly fit that definition of a team. Now, if you want to then say, if you want to go up a couple of notches, Chelsea are this and Chelsea are that, this player is this, I think they need to prove it more. I think that you need more consistency in your performance. You mentioned something about the game state. That it's similar to Tottenham when they lose to Palace and when they second half about Brighton. You learn lessons when things don't go well for you. Like, for example, the Palace game, the Forest game. Chelsea's players will have learned from those games and they would understand.
That's true. That's very true.
But the thing is that the learning curve is the learning curve in real time. So your players are still going to learn a lot of lessons over the course of the season, and they'll be disappointed. And because you're not the finished article, having the ability to, have really good match intelligence, even against Newcastle. Newcastle had a couple of chances to equalize and stuff like
That's
that.
a good reference game, actually.
You know what I mean? And it's not that they had control.
We still fought and got the win in the end. Yeah,
exactly. So that's good. But another day, Newcastle score. And you guys are all saying, oh, man, we should have done this, we should have done that. If anything, sometimes it's better for the opposition to score because the lesson that you might have learned, a harsh lesson against Newcastle, you didn't learn. So has your players learned that for the next time you're holding on to a 2-1 lead? Do you know what I mean? It's going to be until the next time you're in a 2-1 lead that we're going to find out. But that's what I'm trying to say in terms of Chelsea as a team and where they're going. Good progression. The team's good, but on the flip side, I sometimes think to myself, well, there's £100 million midfielders here. This is £1 billion squad. Like, why shouldn't it be good? Like, I think Chelsea are kind of giving us the bare minimum for their investment, and the players are coming together. But yeah, I want to see how Chelsea deal with.
I think it has a lot to do with
Palmer injury.
I don't think you're taking the maturity of the squad into consideration. These are young guys still.
Absolutely, and that's my point about saying that they're going to learn lessons. Like I'm not critiquing them for not being the finished product. I'm going to say they're going to learn, and sometimes they'll get over the line, but maybe they shouldn't have, and sometimes they won't, and those will be harsh lessons that they're going to learn. So, from my point of view about Chelsea, I think good to very good team, capable of outplaying everybody. I do think they are, and Palmer's got great availability, so it doesn't really matter, but I've seen it now when Palmer's not played in this Chelsea team a few times this season, and the team just looks so different in quality. Like the drop-off is quite vast. I'm not saying they can't still create chances, but they just don't have as much control. They don't have as much energy. The opposition doesn't fear them as much to stay back. Palmer's got that aura now.
What games are you referring to?
So I might be obviously Napkin FC. When you lost in the second leg, obviously against Newcastle.
He always refers to this one game.
I will always because that's the thing.
Napkin FC is crazy.
Chelsea, you cannot lose to Napkin FC, bro. You can't lose to Napkin FC. And then
who's Napkin FC? Am I going mad?
Servette. Not even Servette yet. Servette. Let's respect their name.
The Europa League thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm like, listen, if your B team loses to that, it'll be very difficult for me to give your B team too much praise because I've seen them lose to a very average team. So when you want to praise the B team, I'm like, that result sticks in my head. Like you got to come over, you got to overcome it. Then you lose to Newcastle, and now I ain't got the opportunity to.
No, but we showed a better performance than Arsenal did. Even with the
yeah. Listen, but the thing is that you lost.
So are we gonna still use the same?
No, because the thing about losing in the cup, how you perform doesn't matter. You can't do a hey guys, let's go and let's see where it all went wrong. You're out the cup. It's over. Fuck it. Like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. The cup for me is always about making it through, rather than performance, because you can talk about a great performance, but you're at home now.
I reminded me really went through him. He doesn't want to hear it.
You did win the first leg, but my point is the B team lost the second leg. Palmer played in the first game. Yeah. Palmer
yes,
came. Palmer came on. Palmer came on, Gerard, when you were 1-0 up to help you secure the game. Do you want to know why I know that? Because if I'm going to reference that game, I better know what I'm talking about with regards to that game. So that's what happened in that game. And in the second leg, Jez, Chelsea lost. Chelsea lost, and Palmer was left out. So to me, I've seen you beat a team with Palmer and then lose to the same team without Palmer when the B team took center stage, right?
Here's the thing. This is what I say, yeah? I get your point. We're deviating a little bit from the main point, which is obviously about the game, and you spoke about Palmer being teams, we kind of sidetracked. But I do get your point in terms of we need our players to step up, and you make good points about how the players need to learn. And Dennis says this in our chat all the time. He argues with me more so Don about, I believe, I just give Dennis a little bit, I believe our quality of our team could still get us a certain way. Some people caveat that with, I disagree because the inexperience. Maybe people who watch football longer than me will agree with that notion. But for me, this game, inexperience or not, because you've shown a good level or a decent level this season, we kind of have to show it this game. That's why Dean, Dennis, and Jay, you probably heard unanimously, a lot of Chelsea fans are saying we have to win. Whether you're a positive Chelsea fan, negative, optimistic, glass half empty, glass half full, you've heard people go, we need to win, because this game kind of shows you if Chelsea are really third, fourth, or whether we're like fifth, fighting to be top four potentially. Because like I said, the table, yes, it's 10 games, and we said this before when I put it up, but one loss, one win, and the narrative just flip. We beat Man United and beat Arsenal, and now all of a sudden the conversation goes.
But do you want to know the game for me? The game for me that is the most surprising for me, and I've not been able to quite pin it down, was the Bournemouth game. Yeah, because you were outplayed in that game, but you got the result. So everyone kind of sweeps it under the rug. Yeah, the game, because you won. Yeah, but in that game, and Bournemouth, you could argue would do well to finish in the top 10 this season. Yeah, but the way they approach the game, and I know I calculated top 6 plus Villa, Newcastle, Brighton, and then you could maybe say Bournemouth, maybe sliding in there. I'm not sure. Maybe there's someone I've forgotten. But yeah, and in terms of the Bournemouth game, yeah, Chelsea showed me something in that game where I was like, wow, these guys are getting outplayed, they're getting outfought, they're getting outpressed. Do you know what I mean? And it's not really something I've seen loads of times since. And so you could argue it's just a bad day. But that game still made me think, like, I still have a couple of reservations about Chelsea because of that game. Because I was just so surprised at how much Bournemouth were in control for a good 45, 60 minutes of that game.
Interesting.
You're getting a little carried away with the time, though. There's no 45, 60 minutes control of the game. Like, we still,
I think Bournemouth had good control. I think Bournemouth had good control.
They had good opportunities within the match, no doubt about it. I'm not gonna hate. Like, I agree with you. They had opportunity, but there's no way they had 45, 60% of the game.
I think they did. Because I remember watching the game and like.
Jay, one second. Let Dennis say his like full point.
Yeah, no, I think you're saying a lot of good things, and I agree with much of what you're saying. Like, that Bournemouth game was certainly one where many people looked to and said, wow, what's going on with this Chelsea side here? What's really going on? And the conclusion that we drew was our midfield is not good enough right now. We cannot play with Enzo in the midfield and with a midfield two. He doesn't get around the pitch well enough. So with that said, we also didn't have Reece James. We're seeing now that, at a full strength squad, we have a squad that is capable of doing things that many teams can't. Many teams cannot do. And yeah, I just think that Enzo, for me, like, as a midfielder, he doesn't really. I don't think he's cut up for the Premier League. I'm just going to be honest and true about that. He's not really cut up for the Premier League, and that was the stark reality that came out of that game. That one, and also the Crystal Palace game, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, because Lavio was
injured.
Yeah,
Lavio's injured, and that I think Gerald made. Yeah, again, like, Vega was in the midfield. Vega's not a midfielder, so we were seeing the limitations of the squad in those games. Now we're starting to see Maresca starting to understand what his best side is, what his best players are. We're getting more healthy. We're seeing a different side now. So it's harder to crash it on a game against Bournemouth and a game against Crystal Palace when we didn't have our full squad, and we're now seeing he's now come to grips and understood what his midfield is. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish off here. Yeah, man, I don't think we should read too much into the Bournemouth game because at the end of the day, two teams who've been there lost, who are currently sitting first and third.
Yeah.
So we should probably be careful with how we speak about Bournemouth.
So, Chess, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? You going into the game tomorrow, what do you think?
I'm putting it on me. I thought I was going to get it. You don't see the world.
What do you think? It's your channel. Listen, what do you think? That's the most important thing.
And after this, we can look off because my last opinion is, Dean, after listening to everybody, I'm still not optimistic. I'll tell you why. Because a leopard don't change its spots. I've seen Chelsea too many times in the last... Dennis might disagree. I've seen Chelsea too many times in the last few years, whether it be finals, whether it be semi-finals, whether it be big teams. We can be winning or drawing. We just can't seem to get over the line. I don't know what it is. And this stadium encapsulates my point. We've been there with better teams, title challenging teams, Champions League winning teams. Last season, they were so bad. We were bad, but they were worse. They beat us like 3-4-1. We had like 10 chances. We missed it. This is what happens. And for some reason, I haven't seen my team get over this hurdle. We should have, at least against your team, Dean, about 3 trophies.
Oh, yeah.
Minimum.
For real.
And this, and Dennis will tell you, that's with a team that was solid. Aspies, Rudigers, Mendy, who had a good what do you call it, like spell.
Yeah.
And we still can go over the line. So I don't know what it is. Until that changes, I just can't see like us go at that level. The only reason why I changed my stance recently, and Jay seen me have more chest than the previous 6 months I've been on these channels, is because we're starting to beat the teams like Bournemouth away, West Ham away. You know what I'm saying? We're actually starting to get these wins and show a level of consistency. But in terms of consistency and beating bigger teams, those things need to help me win the trophies. And we didn't beat Newcastle, we didn't beat Liverpool, and we didn't beat City. All games that we probably should have done a lot better in those games. So for me, until I see it, I don't believe it. Some things in life which you do need to see before you believe it. Because all of it could be talk, all of it could be action, but anyway, you need to see results. So for me, I end up on that. Chelsea need to get a result. It's been a great stream, a great stream, another great stream in a row. Dean, big up for joining again.
No
Dennis
problem, brother. Anytime.
100%. Dennis first time on the channel. Sometimes I shout him and the time difference, whatnot. It's busy, he's got family and stuff. But I love Dennis. I love you. You and Jay on the same panel is so elite because you both are very, very like, you know what I'm saying, cogs are working to sit. I love jumping. And Jay, I know you're listening in. Love for joining as well. I'll speak to Jay. Jay on mute. You're mute. He's giving me compliments. I can't even hear him.
I know.
Jay, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Ches is like, that's the most sense he's made all evening. I'm saying, listen, guys, make sure you subscribe. Ches gets a bad press sometimes, but listen, we're all passionate fans of our teams. Yeah. And I love to see his channel growing. Thanks for having me on. More than happy to jump on whenever you need someone to fill the room with hot air. That's my job. I'm here to contribute. But no, thanks for having me. And best of luck to Chelsea and Tottenham tomorrow.
And talking about tomorrow, consistency is key. I will be here. Unlike Chelsea, consistency is key. I will be here tomorrow. So Dean, Dennis, Jay, I'll give you the link as always if you want to jump on.
No problem.
All that. And all you about 15, 20 of you want to be mods, I will sort it out. So if you've got your name starred, I'll sort your man out. If you're watching the playback, comment what you feel about any of the panel, how comments you've made, etc. All their channels are here, as you can see. And I'm going to add fan zone to the description as well as couch as well to the description. But like the video and subscribe. Channel's growing, so we need to keep that likes all the time. And yeah, man, love for the love. I'll see you later on in it. Love.